for day 19 of Jump Up Explorations, we're going to go back to part 2 of the side swing with the hands. So day 18, we did just the hand motions, and then now we're going to match it up with the steps. So to review, the hand motion was, if you were dominantly right-handed, to swing that rope with your wrist together to the right side first in order to get that rope to rotate on the side of your body. Then as you cross to your non-dominant side, have your dominant hand on top, and then let that rope rotate again from on the other side of the body, and then with that dominant hand still on top, now you're ready to whip that rope back open and jump through. Okay, so remember that was the hand motion. Now we're going to match it up to the actual feet. So a few little tips here. Number one, the rope is, if it's kinky, it's going to be very, very, very frustrating. So even though these PVC type of plasticky ropes are my preferred, I like the feedback, I like the weight, the sound of the clip, but all of them seem to be kinking up for me these days. It was probably a weather issue, so I'm going to probably end up boiling them and starting over. So that's one thing. The other thing is, even though we're already supposed to have, you know, clothing and hair and everything out of the way, even if you have your hair in a ponytail and it's long, that whipping and that motion is very likely to get caught in the hair. So I have it completely up, so that will be a factor. And then the other tip is that even though we are trying to use this as a very you know, everything smooth and continuous in the beginning, so in this pose the main thing is I want you to be able to actually complete a full side swing with the feet and step over just once. If you can continue, great, but in order to do that, we want to go ahead and, without exaggerating or going out of form, we want to go ahead and focus more on getting that full movement in. So if you have to exaggerate it and really think about whipping and rotating hard, go ahead and do that, okay? You could work on the smoothness of it after that. Right now, we just want to make sure we could do the move. So the tips or the mechanics, two things on here that are the most important to think about. Number one is that we're doing one motion with one foot bounce. Remember, we have this 3-step or 3 count that we're looking at for this movement. So that was 1, there we go, 1, 2, 3. So every 1, 2, 3, every count of that has a corresponding bounce. If you're trying to double time it or half time it, it's not going to work. Then the other thing to remember, which is super hard to be thinking about it, so just don't be over anxious, is that when we initiate that hand swing, you cannot do it when the rope is behind you, because then you're going to get caught up in that rope, right? So that initial hand swing has to come in the position where your rope is in front of you. All right, so let's give it a go. Oh, and then another tip is how you can, when you can initiate this hand swing, is to think about, okay, every 5 bounces or 10 bounces or 20, 25, 50, whatever makes sense to you, say to yourself, every count of 20, I'm going to initiate that hand swing and then try to switch up the feet. But right now, as long as you skip over one time, then you could just stop there and then reset if you need to. If you could go on, that will be fine as well. So here we go. Let's go to 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so see, I already messed up there. I got caught up on something. And that's it. I don't know if I mentioned, you're going to get whipped a lot. Okay,